Hi everyone, Kenfinity here, and here's my review of How to Train Your Dragon, directed by Dean DuBois and Chris Sanders, starring Jay Baruchel, Gerard Butler, Craig Ferguson, American Ferrera, Jonah Hill, Christopher Mintz-Plasse, TJ Miller, Christian Wiig, Robin Atkin Downs, Philip McGrade, Kieran Elliott, Ashley Jensen, and David Tennant. Great cast, really is. And this film takes place in a mythical village called Berg, filled with Vikings. And they're technically Vikings, because, they didn't come there, and pillage, but, it's their village and everything. But they're Vikings, yeah. And they have dragons. And for years, they've been fighting against dragons. But the son of the lead Viking, whose name is Stoic, and the son, whose name is Hiccup, is, just trying to do his daily task. He needs to do everything. Because his dad wants him to fight dragons and be a Viking. But Hiccup, he just doesn't have quite the same physique and stamina. Oh, he does great, everything he needs to, but he's just not the same as the other Vikings. But one day, he comes in contact with this very rare dragon called a Night Fury. And so, he figures out that, hey, he can get to know this dragon. He can train this dragon, instead of just fighting against it, like the other teenagers are being trained to do. Oh yeah, there's other teenagers that are in this are in this big arena, training, fighting against these dragons. There's Astrid, who at first is like, Hiccup, aren't you doing what we're doing with training and everything. Sorry, there's something outside. And then there's twins. Tough. Like the rest of them have nicknames. Yeah, Rough and Tough. Yeah, Rough and Tough are the twin. And then there's Snotlod. I need to see the name again. Oh, he's very tough. And there's the very knowledgeable Fish Legs, who really knows about the different dragons, things like that. And they all mean well, but they're all just trained. They're trained to fight dragons. But Hiccup getting to know this Night Fury, and the Night Fury has these retractable teeth, so Hiccup calls Night Fury Toothless. And so they're being trained by his father and his father's right hand man named Dauber, who's kind of the comic relief while also helping the kids out with fighting the dragons. But Hiccup, starts taking care of the Night Fury, Toothless. And while this is going on, there's this ancient dragon that the Vikings are scared that might come out. So they're trying to fight this giant. They're trying to protect themselves from this dragon, while Hiccup is teaching Toothless and everything. And then they fight against the dragon. I don't want to give away, but they fight against the giant dragon, and everyone in Berg realizes that dragons can be assets. They can help them. Oh yeah, until they start training dragons and everything. It was really well done. It's not one of those films that sounds like it's not that much, but a lot happens. It is so great. Seeing how Hiccup becomes a Viking, becomes his own kind of Viking, his own kind of man, and his own kind of dragon trainer, which they haven't been for years. And so train dragons now after this whole war, because there's been a whole war with dragons, the Vikings have been going on. So now they're training dragons to defend themselves. And it was really cool seeing all the others, and especially Astrid, you have a dragon? You're training him? But then, coming around to it and everything. She was the most skeptical out of all of them, But coming around to it, it was really great seeing that. It was really well done. I would have liked to see a little bit more of Hiccup trying to fit in, to Berg, and then I'm sorry, Toothless, showing him that he does already fit in, and he just had now he can help them train dragons, like a little bit more of Hiccup knowing this is what he can bring to Burke, a little bit more of that. But of course, you see that, a little bit more of Stoic. You know, seeing what's going on with Hiccup, a little bit more of what's going on with the village while the other villagers are trying to protect themselves and everything. Oh yeah, but definitely that's a little bit more of Toothless, you know, becoming a trainable dragon. Because at first he's not very trainable, but becoming a trainable dragon and everything, and getting to really understand Hiccup. Of course, you see that, but you see that, but a little bit more of him knowing, like, hey, this is what Hiccups want me to do, you know, things like that. But you see, it was really well done. And now I'm gonna review How to Train Your Dragon 2. Oh yeah, because I think from now on, I'm gonna always, I know I pretty much have, but I'm going to always, you know, review how many movies I've seen, every movies have already come out of the series. I'm going to review them. So now How to Train Your Dragon 2, directed by Justine DuBois this time. Yeah, and then I think I'll just add extra castmates, because you know the original cast is here. They all are. But now we got some new cast members. So got Kate Blanchett, Digimon Hansu, Kit Harington, Andrew Abelson, Gideon Emery, Simon Cassiandes, Randy Thorne, and Julian Stone. Great cast. Great additions to the cast. And in this film, it's been 5 years since, you know, everyone's been training dragons on Bird. Pretty much everyone. And Hiccup's become so much more well trained. At the end of the first movie, I got to mention something happens. I don't want to give away, just in case. But something happens to Hiccup that makes him even stronger. It gives him and Toothless even more of a bond at the very end. And so now they're training dragons. Everyone is. And things are going great. But one day, Hiccup, Toothless, and the gang go out of Burke a little bit, and they meet these dragon catchers. Whoever it's evil dragon catcher. You find out why he's evil. This evil dragon catcher named Drago Bloodfist. And they're like, no thank you. So in order to get out of there. And then they stumble across this whole cave of dragons led by this mysterious person who's leading them. Turns out, and you know, it was in the trailer and everything, so not spoiled. It turned out that she was she is Hiccup's mother. You know, and she went away when Hiccup was just a baby, and we get a flashback. I won't reveal everything, you know, but reveal why she left and everything. And of course, Stoic doesn't want Hiccup to go. You know, wants him to stay on Burke and everything. Keep training the dragons and everything. Especially since Drago, he came to Burke years ago and came to Stoic about training dragons, but he turned him down. So he definitely wants to protect Hiccup from that, but also now he reconnects with his wife, and he's so happy. He never wanted to lose her, but you understand why he did when you see the flashback, and she explains it, so you see why. But they of course still love each other, and they're training all these new dragons. Well, also we find out about this huge dragon. Yeah, this big giant dragon who is one of the most ancient dragons, you know, in history. And so they are protecting all these dragons, of course, the mother is. Yeah. While Hiccup and Astra and everyone's figuring out what's going on with all these new dragons and everything, you know. And they're all looking at Toothless like, wow, another Night Fury. It's been years since there's been one. So, you know, they're so fascinated by Toothless being a Night Fury and everything. So it's really cool to see them all interact with each other. Yeah, you know, how are they going to keep being safe, especially with Drago trying to hunt most of the dragons down, you know, and take over. And actually, he has an ancient dragon too. That's an evil ancient dragon, like the first evil ancient dragon ever. And so something happens, Because each dragon, he can hypnotize dragons, right? I won't give what happened. But it causes a rift between Toothless and Hiccup. But things get patched up, of course, and yeah, they stopped Drago, all those dragon hunters. I think it's great. It was really well done. Oh yeah, that was great. Continuing, Hiccup and Toothless's relationship, and everyone else in Berk being stronger with understanding dragons, with training their dragons and everything. I really loved it too. Oh yeah, it was wonderful. I think the first one and Harris-Kenfinity, I think they're both great. They're both really well done. I would have just liked for this one, see a little bit more of how the mother, communicates, because she really does communicate with dragons, compared to how everyone else communicates and trains their dragons. A little more of that. And a little bit more of Hiccup coming into his own. He definitely does. A little more of Hiccup standing up more, He really does. It's really well done. Oh, yeah, they're both wonderful. Oh, yeah. The first one, I think, Harris-Kenfinity, this one, was so wonderful. Thanks so much for watching. Please like, subscribe. And so there's going to be the slideshows of all the drawings and everything. All the ideas. Keep praising you. Oh, I'm sorry. Please like, subscribe. That was nothing. Please like, subscribe. In these videos for Harris-Kenfinity.